And we're going live at 5 again. So hello, everybody. No, this isn't Friday. Okay. So it's live at 5 on Thursday for 11. And there are some people joining already. Hello. And that's what I love. I love the hearts coming my way. And of course, it's coming right back to you all. I have been really musing today on how to make these lives more interesting and more helpful for you. And so one of the things I do want to do is bring some other people on live with me. So I see some requests coming on. So I'm going to see if I can make the technology work today and actually accept some people on. And so what I'll do is double check to make sure you want to be on, and then see if I can do it without turning myself off. Before I do that, though, I just want to let you know that I have been thinking about some different people, some different professionals to bring on with me, and I just talked today to a group of nurses that are trained in the use of cannabis, and they've got so much wonderful information, and they said they would come on live with me. And so if you want to be updated on those kinds of things, like when I start to bring some professionals on, the best way probably to be alerted to that is to drop your email into the website in my profile, www.dementiacoachdiane. So if I have your email, then I'm going to be sending updates, whether it's for people that I'm going to be bringing on live, the workshop that I'm just putting together. I just put an outline on that together, and then you'll get my newsletter as well. So, and I'm going to be printing out, or at least typing out, the prayers that I offer in the morning. So some people have asked for copies of those, so they'll be coming as well. So anyway, hi from Ohio. Oh, thank you. Updates in faith are so helpful. I'm so glad, because really it's been the most intense faith walk, of course, of my life. But all of you have made it, you just brought so much light into my life. And so anything I can give in return, I'm so grateful. And I feel like it comes back to me multiplied in many, many ways. So who all is coming here? So just started following me. Thank you. Temple City, California, sunny California. It's not too sunny here. We're having some strange weather here on the East Coast. Hi from Michigan. Paris, France. My brother and my sister are in Paris, France right now. I could be a little jelly. We don't like to say jealous in my family. We say we're a little jelly. But so grateful that you're all coming from Colorado. Oh, yes. Where would we be without our faith? I have no idea. One of the things, though, I do have to laugh about is that I do pray like a lot about everything. I mean, I really do. And I recently posted a video about blessing my food, because there are times that I eat healthily, and oftentimes I'm grabbing what I can. And I think every caregiver understands that. It's like, especially me, I'm like chasing after Ben, so I got to grab things on the way. I do tend to grab healthy things, relatively healthy, vitamin water. But I had to laugh when people were like, you got to eat well. I'm like, well, of course I know that. And then I think I mentioned these in another video, and this is going to be backwards, but if you haven't tried these yet, these are Debbie Meyer's green bags. They're amazing. And they keep fruits and vegetables fresh longer. So I get my salad made ahead of time. I keep it in the green bag. It makes it easier to plop into a bowl. I plop some rotisserie chicken on top, and I've got some protein and greens quickly, easily. So, but yes, always remember my Wawa coffee. I do have that every morning. By the way, though, something else that I don't know if I thought everybody knew about these. Super Coffee, has anybody tried them? Because they've got 10 grams of protein, only 70 calories, and they've got like mostly natural stuff in it. They use monk fruit as a sweetener. So like, if you have to reach for more caffeine, maybe give yourself a little protein too. So let me just see, lots of comments coming in. you lost your mom and fiance to dementia. I think I've seen some of your comments. And so thank you for being part of this community because they're amazing. And whether you're in the middle of this journey, at the end of it, or your loved one has passed on, I thank you for sharing your comments because it might ease some of your pain to share your experience for those people, that are maybe just starting it, because we've all learned so much. I'm sure we've learned so much about taking care of our loved ones. We've learned about how to take care of ourselves in new ways. We've learned how to find joy for the journey. When I'll admit for myself, I never ever thought I could ever laugh again, honestly. And oh, Burley, when you're in the thick of it, it is sad. And I go through such a range of emotions every day. Like, I really never thought that grief and joy could exist like on the same day or even at the same time, but they do. And it's kind of expanded my perception of life. It's expanded my heart in ways that I really never thought were possible. And really all of your shares make such a difference. So I'd love to bring some people on live. So I'm going to view the request and let's see if I can do it this time. I got to practice this. So Janice Barrett, I'm going to accept your request and hopefully you want to come on. So let me try this, Janice, and see if we can get you on here. Did that work? Let's see. I just accepted it. I accepted it. I don't know what happened. Let me try again. Let's see. I didn't necessarily want to invite people to join. I'm trying to accept requests. Here we go. Janice, I'm going to try again. Let's see. Did that work? Well, if anybody can start to tell me in the comments how to do this, I don't get it. I accept requests, but it doesn't seem to bring anybody on. Let me just try again. Susan Littleton, I'm going to try to accept your request. Let's just see if this works. Well, this just goes to show that.
Hello.
Oh, there you are.
Hi.
I did it. Somehow
You
it
did
worked. I think, do you have to accept from your end? Is that how it works? If I
I
accept
had to,
you?
all I did was request
So you made
to
the
join.
request. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then I accepted
Right.
it. So
And I didn't do anything else.
okay, well maybe it just took a few minutes. So
Okay.
thank you for coming on and
Yes.
welcome.
Thank
Do you want to share a little bit about your experience?
Well, I'm in a little bit different situation. My husband has Parkinson's and really does not have dementia yet, but I find that I just love your site and I find comfort in it. So many things are common. I think I commented the other day that you don't have to be caretaking is caretaking, basically, when it's this type of things. So anyway, that's where we are right now. He's diagnosed just a year ago, but I think he's had Parkinson's for quite some time. And he's doing actually pretty well. It's just when you start noticing the little things and it makes it harder, to accept and be patient and wonder if it's Parkinson's or just something else.
Yes.
So anyway,
yeah, I get that. I think we all do, and so, but thank you, for coming on and sharing that. I mean, of course, there's a lot of similarities between Parkinson's and
right.
And when Ben is so active, but he's been leaning, and I'm like, is that like his gait being affected? Is it the Parkinson aspect of Lewy body? Or is it a bad back? Because he can get different shoes, and so I'm not sure how I'm going to do that to get him into somebody who could really fit him. But every little opportunity, there's both a challenge, of course, and an opportunity.
I don't know if he has the new kind of slip-on sneaker type shoes.
He does,
and those are wonderful.
They're really easy to get on and off, but I'm not sure how much support they're giving him. So might be an issue because he is on his feet all
all the time walking.
all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anybody can put some things in the comments, I mean, it might actually be that I need to get some, more support for them. But again, one more opportunity for me to figure out,
True.
but yeah,
Very
but
true.
thank you
Well,
so much
thank
for coming
you.
on.
But
Thank
I
you.
know that we will be likely facing dementia at some point. So,
You might,
this is just, and you might not,
you
he's
might not.
77.
Hey,
So,
listen,
we just don't know.
you don't know, and I know for me too. On the one hand, of course, we all want to be prepared,
Yeah.
but I also don't want to be kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop either. I really
Exactly.
be present, right? Just be present.
Right.
Love him right where he is.
One day at a time.
One day at a time, one moment, sometimes one tear at a time. We got
True.
this,
Exactly. Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you. And
Okay.
let's see if I could do this. I think what you need to do is touch your screen, and then
Okay.
it's supposed to be like the X will appear for me to take you off.
Okay.
Let me just see how that works. Hold on a second. Dear God. So,
I hope I'm not on here forever.
well, no. There should be a way for me to get you off, but it's like, I swear, I don't know if it's because I'm on my iPad. Too funny. Do you see
I
any
can
place?
just hang up and then come back on. How about that?
Do you mind?
No,
I'm so sorry.
hopefully it doesn't hang you up. I'll try that.
Okay, all right.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Oh my gosh. This is pretty funny. I'm gonna see if I can accept somebody else. Let's see how this works.
Oh, wait, I'm still
You're
on.
still on.
Let me get off.
I need a 15-year-old to come help me with all this. I looked this stuff up, I swear, and I still can't figure it out. Let me just see. Oh, the Louis Lean. Yeah, the Louis Lean with Lewy body dementia. That is part of, I think, what's going on with Ben. But as I said, sometimes I give him some Motrin, he straightens right back up. I'm like, okay, I can't, believe it. Okay, I'm going to see if we can bring anybody else on. Let's see. Dear God, what is it with me and technology? Okay, all right, let's try this again. All right, now let me see if I can bring somebody else on. Oh, thank you all for just hanging in with me here. Yikes. Okay, I am going to accept Thomas here. Let's see if that works. So it may take a few minutes. I actually accepted somebody, but maybe it takes a few minutes before they come on. So I actually, I just need like a 15-year-old, to come sit by my side. Let me just look at some more of the comments. Your mom had Lewy body. It is one of the hardest diseases to take care of. Ben's language was affected early on. And so I don't know what he's talking about half the time. But because we've known each other for over 50 years, I, am blessed that I oftentimes can kind of read into it. And I speak an awful as opposed to using words. And I would say this is probably something, those of you that are taking care of someone with dementia, I'm not sure if this has been your experience as well, but okay, he was unable to join. I find that I can communicate with Ben so well through my tone of voice, my facial expressions, and doing show and tell. So I do more show and tell with him than anything because the words don't mean quite as much. Let me see. Let's see if I can bring somebody else on. I'm going to try again. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I've accepted, and forgive me, as I said, we're going to see if that worked. But we'll just keep going. Oh, there we go. Hi. Forgive me your name because I can't always tell from your handle what your name is. But
sure. My name is Sharon, and like your previous guest, my mama had Parkinson's for 40 years.
Wow, 40 years. Oh, dear God. That's a long, long time. Wow. How old were you when she was diagnosed?
I was 9 when she was diagnosed, and so she was 34, and so she passed away in 2020 during the COVID epidemic. But I also take care of my aunt. She has dementia, and so that's currently what I do now.
Oh, Sharon, you've got a heart for caregiving, it sounds like. I
I told someone recently, I didn't pick this, it picked me. And
for sure. Yeah, I was going to say my soul might have picked it, but I was like, did I get a chance to weigh in on this? I mean, listen, of course, I know we say it's half kidding, whole learning, right? On the one hand, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But on the other hand, somehow we're getting by, right? And taking care of our loved ones. And I don't have to worry about my purpose when I wake up. And quite honestly, that used to bother me. Like, what am I doing on the planet? And it's like, now I know.
well, I think being that I was so young when my mama got Parkinson's, I've just been sort of conditioned by life to be a caregiver. I've done plenty of other jobs, but always I end up having that feeling of like, if someone's going to do it, it might as well be me, because I know I'll do the absolute best with all of my heart. And so fortunately, I feel extremely fortunate to be the one to take care of my aunt.
It's amazing.
It is. It's a hard disease. It's very touches, and it kind of goes gradually, and then you hit these like big things, and then there's not a lot of digressing, but the progressing is very interesting and it's difficult. But she is very happy and she's lighthearted. She doesn't have a lot of combative behavior. I mean, initially, in 2016, no, she's 91, so and she's incredible. Let me just say, she started doing hair when she was 19, and she worked until she was 80. And
I was gonna say, could you do mine?
oh my gosh, she'll tell you.
I bet she would. You might want to take that style.
She's wonderful, though. Now, in the beginning, she was kind of, I think, with the confusion and not being able to like speak her thoughts and finish sentences and that sort of thing, she was a little bit more hostile, but not combative, not like physical or anything. But she is very, very like, she's just happy all the time, and it helps a lot. I'm sorry.
What a blessing.
It has been. I incorporate a whole lot of humor into my day with her, and so I just try to keep her happy and laughing, and so I feel like she's doing very well. Her dementia doctor, he brags on her and says that, for having dementia as long as she has, that she's doing really well. And so I accredit that to how well she lived prior to dementia, and also just keeping her calm. And, I try to keep it on the light side around here. We have dogs, and so all of them are called Pretty. And I don't I'll say, I know that's my name. I know you're called Pretty. She just laugh. But she recently has started seeing some of our passed over loved ones. And I brought this up when I was at our last dementia doctor appointment, and he kind of did like that. And he said, given her age and given how long she's had dementia, that I needed to kind of prepare myself, because that is a part of the dementia that he has seen with lots of people. So for your viewers, if they start talking about, it was kind of cute, but she was a little freaked out. I was bringing her supper, and she was like, and I said, what do you see? And she said, did you see my mom and dad? They were just here.
Wow.
And I said, I didn't. And she said, they were here with this little girl, but they're outside. and she stops and she does her finger and she says, they're waiting on me on a cloud outside.
Wow.
I'm not ready to go with him yet. And I said, yeah, please don't go with him yet. I don't think we need to finish supper first. And then she started laughing. She said, but that little girl's going to clean the house up after I'm gone. I was like, oh, good.
Okay. But now that's, it's interesting because on the one hand, like you said, I believe spirits of our loved ones are always with us. And sometimes, with no boundaries and no critical thinking on Ben's part, certainly, I wonder, if he sees them, he sees them. And so, or feels them or senses them in some way, so like you said, maybe part of the disease process, maybe part of just, more openness to experience different dimensions. I don't know. It's interesting.
He believes, her doctor said that with his experiences, that he believes that because they are confused, that the passed over loved ones do kind of come and prepare them. And so they are, not afraid when that time comes, which I was in tears. I was, and his advice, and I will tell you this for you and your viewers, but he told me that it would be a very good idea to go ahead and get into pre-grief therapy. And so I'm starting the process of accepting the inevitable. But, all of us, especially at 91 years young,
Of course. Yeah, I was going to say she's lived, it sounds like a long and full life, and I know there's a lot of us here. I mean, Ben will be 71 this month, and to me, like, too young. I started grief therapy already because I feel like I deal with it almost every day. So yes, thank you so much for reinforcing that. Thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah,
and your beautiful spirit, and we will pray for your aunt that whenever she's ready for that transition, that it will be one piece for you both, and joy. So
thank you so much. Thank you, and good luck to you and your husband.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for the support here. I really appreciate you coming on, Sharon. And so
thank you.
I'm going to see if I can bring some others on, but I'm not sure I can.
That's okay. I'll just X out and then I'll come back and watch. So thank you for acknowledging me and let me speak. And have a good evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Thank you so much. Some have hallucinations and delusions. Yes, they can, and it can scare both the individual and it can scare us, of course. Ben hasn't really had that many hallucinations per se. Every once in a while, he'll think somebody's like in the back seat, but sometimes we do have people in the back seat. So I think he gets confused if there's somebody with us or not. And certainly now our neurologist, I should say, said that there are some medications that can help with the hallucinations. And again, I'm not a doctor. I don't want to make any pronouncements as far as that's concerned, but I think it's worth asking your doctor if there's anything that can be done, because certainly hallucinations would be something that would be scary for all of you and can very much be part of the disease process. I'm going to see, I've got a few more minutes before my caregiver is going to leave. So I'm going to see if I can bring on one more person. And I thank you so much, everybody, for joining and for hanging in here. So Janice, I'm going to try, let's see, do we get Janice already? I think, let me try Susie. I'm going to try to see if this works. And again, thank you for your patience with the technology. I am really hoping that I can get better at this. Certainly, I'm going to have to practice a lot more of these lives before I bring on any professionals. But I'm just going to say one more time, I am going to be bringing on some people. I have some nurses who are trained in the use of cannabis. I have a neurologist who's agreed to join with us. I have someone who runs an organic farm that was going to talk about different herbs and things that are good for brain health for both ourselves and our loved ones. So if you want to stay updated on those upcoming activities and on the workshop that I am starting to put together, the video workshop, please drop your email into my website. It's in my profile, www.dementiacoachdiane.com. that way you'll be able to stay updated on what's coming and get my newsletter as well. So it's not going to be a fancy one, but I'm gonna be sharing those some of the tips and some of the wonderful things that have come from this community. I'll share through the newsletter as well. So let me see. I'm going to try one more time to see if I can bring somebody else on. Oh, thank you, Julie, about having a calming effect on people. I don't know if I used to have that, quite honestly. I come from a big family. There were like 10 of us, and I was always trying to get a word in edgewise, and I think that kind of hyped me up. If I'm calming to anybody, then that's a miracle. That's great. All right, I'm going to see if I can bring on one more of our guests. Let's see. Sandy Pants 75. I'm going to try Sandy Hart. I'm going to try to bring you on. Did that work? Let me see. I'm going to press that. Aha! It worked.
Hi.
Hi,
Good morning.
Sandy.
I just woke up.
Do you work at night, or are you in a different part of the world?
I'm in Australia.
Oh, Australia.
Yeah.
I get flipped out about that technology. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. We have technology to bring people together. So I was excited to see you online and being a leader. It's lovely to have communities and leaders, and yeah, we need that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, I really never would have thought this possible because honestly, and I've said this before, I obviously don't know how to use social media because I did before January of this year. So I'm really still learning. But, it was such a daunting journey. I was like, I can't do this myself. And I haven't had time to go to a support group or find one. So I'm like, okay.
That's right. And that's what happens, doesn't it, when you're a carer? Like, things just, evolve not as we planned, and sometimes you just have to go with the flow and accept things as not as perfect as what we'd like them to be. And but I liked what you said about sharing, like experiencing grief and joy at the same time. That's something I'm learning to accept a lot more. Yeah, I'm just starting to date again, and found like a real kindred spirit. At the same time, I'm heading up to Sydney, which is 6 hours away, to see my mum in hospital. She's with like code black behaviors, which is combative, and but for it's a good thing that she's actually there. My brother, assured me that she's getting the best care. So, as well as it being incredibly difficult for the family and for my mum as well, the journey is what it is. You can't make things different for anybody else, and we just have to accept those blessings where they come. And I liked what you said about tone of voice. I think that's something that has been really important to me, and how I look after myself so I can come across in my most fullest expression of who I am for my daughter. I mean, for my mother as her daughter.
Yes.
We can't, and loved what your last participant shared about, the end of life processes, that we don't have the languages to talk about these things. They just come through. So, really, like what you said, looking after yourself as a carer is the most important thing. So that they can have a better expression of who they are. We can't change their experience. I can't take away my mum's anxiety and stuff, but I'd love to know more about the cannabis.
Yeah. It's helped a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's plant medicine, right? I mean, as I said, I think, and again, don't anybody please quote me on this, but I think that the cannabinoids are the only drug that we have a receptor site, like naturally have receptor sites. I think it was actually part of our diet when we were in the hunter-gatherer stage,
Yeah.
Then it got attracted as something that's abnormal, but it's
interesting.
It's been
interesting. Yeah. So, and so I've just got mum on vitamin D recently, and the doctors are prescribing her melatonin as well. So those are other, substances that we can, add to the body that we have, as you say, those receptors for.
Yeah, exactly. So anything that we can do that's in our power, and of course I have to pray the serenity prayer like about 1,000 times a day. Like, is this in my control? Is this not? It feels
Exactly.
like it's in my
Yeah,
control.
that's right.
Not
Yeah.
control. I can try
Yeah.
this
And
reaction.
you know, and it's kind of warps your whole perspective of what it means to be a human being on this planet, because when you do those things for yourself, a little bit might be infused into their world. Okay, do I need some sunlight, some vitamin D? Do I need some endorphin hormones so I can lift my energy up? You might not change the situation, but in a way we can share and emanate.
I think we do, like you said, because, the more, and that's why I said getting some sleep is like the number one thing. I have this dream of starting a fund so that caregivers could actually apply and, pay somebody to then get some sleep. Because if I wasn't sleeping, I would be a wreck for Ben, honestly.
Just one thing I could share to your viewers about sleep and melatonin is that I've been using blue light blocking devices. So at night, if you're exposing yourself to blue light, it's not a natural light for us to have on in the evening, and that suppresses your melatonin, so that stops your deep, restful sleep. So I've been using the amber lights. Even if you light a candle, it helps that nervous system to relax and say it's time to switch off. So,
that's
it's really helped.
It's really helped. I love it. Yeah. So thank you.
So looking at like your devices on screens, they all emit blue light. Lights from our environment, TVs. A lot of our functions are derived from our glands and their chemicals, so we have to look at our environment and how we're operating in that environment. Are we operating in optimum? And I liked what you shared about eating well. It's always been important to me to look after my nutrition, but having compassion when you want to eat cake and stuff is good as well.
It happens. I have my yogurt too. I got that.
Yeah. It's when you're on that carer's journey, it's a different thing, and maybe that's the problem with our society being philosophical, that we lose. I was thinking about my time in India. Older people are really revered. They're very connected with their role in the community, no matter how small it is. And I think, having these relationships of caring and sharing with people, I think in our Western fast-paced consumer society, it all gets lost and we forget what we're there for. So it's lovely to hear your experience. So thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
I will. It's just starting the day here, so
I'm going to light some candles, take some vitamin D, and bless myself. So, thanks, Sandy.
Yeah, and thank you. The prayers is important. I go to a women's group, and that was encouraged to me by my friends as well, is that prayer is very useful. So
it's the meeting. It is. It's just,
it's our way of connection, and that ritual is important to. And I loved what you said about what you talked about with your previous talker about grief counseling. I think that's a really good advice to start that journey earlier. Yeah, very good.
I need to do it now. Yeah, I know. In that way, I pray and trust that when Ben makes his transition, and I may go first. we don't know. That's just that we don't know.
That's right.
Which is why staying in the present as best I can, not getting caught, like acknowledging the grief, but not getting caught up in it. Because I want to be present every moment I have with him.
That's right. The fullest expression of who you are. And thank you for being here. Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah.
God bless you. Thanks.
All right. I'll see what I can do about getting off here. I don't know. I might be on here for good.
Yeah, I know.
What have we got to do?
I had to let. We did it. Oh, that was so fun. And so at least I know how to get people on. And I'm going to have to go down and take care of my beloved. Thank you, everybody. I will do more of these now that I at least know how to bring you on. I will do more often because you have so much to share. You know, I feel blessed that God gave me the nudge to um, start and create this community, but it really comes from Him, and you're the ones who make it work. So thank you so much for when you start to share with each other, sharing it with other people, spreading the word that caregivers and their loved ones need the support, you know, and isolation, I know, can be one of the hardest things for us, but I don't feel that way anymore. I truly don't. Any time of the day or night, I can pop online, being mindful of the blue light, but popping on and seeing who's there. I don't have a chance to return everybody's comments, but I did go through all the comfort foods that people seem to love, and I love them all too. So that was fun. So God bless you all. Just one more time. I've got so many ideas of things I want to do, professionals that I want to bring on the lives, ideas for the workshop, the video workshop that I'm putting together. If you want to stay updated, best way to do it, pop your email into my website, www.dementiacoachdiane, and then you'll all get my newsletter too. So first one's coming out on Monday. It's tax day. Let's get, you know, it's a good day to send a newsletter out. And again, just thank you all for being a part of this amazing community. Love, love, love. I'll be back.